The Golden Age, Gupta Empire. India in the time of the Guptas. Gupta Empire, sources of history. After the decline of Mauryan Empire, two large political entities, the Kushanas and the Satavahanas, emerged in North India and Deccan respectively. Both the kingdoms declined around the middle of the 3rd century CE. Prior to that, in the middle of the 4th century CE, a new empire arose in the Ganga Valley which had control over a large part of India. It was Gupta Empire which left a deep cultural impact not only on the subcontinent but also on the adjacent ancient countries as well. We get information about this dynasty from the inscriptions, coins, monuments, and literary evidences. The rock-cut temples of Ajanta, brick temples in Kanpur, Deogarh, and Jhansi give us good insights of Guptas. The account of Chinese pilgrim Fa Hien gives us a vivid description of the period. Abhijan Shakuntalam and Meghdut written by Kalidasa provide a glimpse about the socio-economic conditions prevailing in the period. Fact: Samudragupta the Great is known through coins issued by him. These were of 8 different types and all made of pure gold. Several coins depict him playing on the Indian lyre or veena. The Golden Age, the Guptas. The Guptas rose to prominence in 320 CE by taking over the area which were under the control of the Kushanas and the Satavahanas. They dominated the history of India for the next 2 centuries. India made remarkable progress under them in all the fields: social, political, art, architecture, science, literature, etc. Hence their age is regarded as the Golden Age. From 320 to 540 CE, they ruled over India with Patliputra as their capital. Chandragupta I, 320 to 335 CE. He was the first important ruler of this dynasty. Initially, he had control only over Magadh, but he extended his empire by matrimonial alliance and conquests. He married the Lichavi princess Kumaradevi and gained in prestige. He further extended his empire by conquering the neighboring states like Kodh, Tirhut, Bihar, and Allahabad. He assumed the title of Maharaja Adhiraj, King of Kings. He was succeeded by his son Samudragupta, 335 to 375 CE. Samudragupta, 335 to 375 CE. Samudragupta followed a policy of conquest and expansion and has rightly been called the Napoleon of India. In northern India, he defeated the Naga kings of Mathura, Gwalior, and Abhichhatra, and rulers of Kota. In central India, he subjugated the forest tribes. He also received tributes from the 5 frontier states: Samtata, Bengal; Devaka, North Assam; Kamrup, Assam; Nepal, and Kartarpur, Tarai region. In south, he defeated a number of powerful rulers and accepted tributes from them. His empire extended from river Brahmaputra in the east to river Yamuna and Chambal in the west, and from the Himalayas in the north to the Narmada in the south. Chandragupta II and Kumaragupta gold coin. He revived the custom of Ashwamedha to assert his political supremacy. He issued coins on that occasion. He assumed the title of Maharaj Adhiraja. The most authentic source of information about Samudragupta's reign is the Allahabad Pirar inscription, which was composed by poet Hari Sena, in which he speaks of Samudragupta's conquest and military exploits. The inscription is in Sanskrit language. He was a follower of Hinduism but was tolerant towards other religions as he permitted the king of Sri Lanka, Meghavarman, to construct a Buddhist temple at Gaya. From the coins of his period, we come to know that he was a great musician and an expert player of veena. His court had a galaxy of learned men. He himself was an accomplished scholar and a poet of high order. This great empire builder was held in high esteem by his people. Chandragupta II, 375 to 414 CE. He was the son and successor of Samudragupta. He, like his father, was a great conqueror and an able ruler. He extended the Gupta Empire up to the Arabian Sea by defeating the Saka kings of Malwa, Gujarat and Konkan coast. This brought the ports of Borj Cambe and Sopara under his control, and it gained him the title of Sakari, destroyer of the Sakas. He further strengthened his position by entering into marriage alliance with the Nagas by marrying Princess Kuber Naga. He married her own daughter to the Vakataka, king of Deccan. Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya, was a great patron of art and literature. The Navaratnas, or the 9 gems, which included the famous poet Kalidasa, are associated with his reign. Fa-Hien also visited India during this period. He described Chandragupta as a wise, just and benevolent ruler. After the death of Chandragupta II, his son Kumaragupta ascended the throne. His achievement lay in the fact that he kept the empire of his forefathers intact, and people were happy and prosperous in his reign. Kumaragupta was succeeded by his son Skandagupta, who had to face the attack of the Hunas, the cruel and barbaric tribe of Central Asia. They were defeated by Skandagupta, but after his death, the Hunas attacked again. The later Guptas were too weak to check the Hunas. The Hunas occupied Punjab and Kashmir. They destroyed the towns, massacred the people. Their invasions hastened the decline of the glorious rule of the Guptas. Fact: Buddhist University of Nalanda had an impressive 30,000 students, was founded in the Indian Golden Age.